Hello there, Thetymic's back again with more of Let's Play Frostpunk. New London awaiting the start of a new day with newly placed workshops, new houses in this improvised district over here. New scouting strategy, it's working so far. And then we have a situation with getting all the food set up and it's about to get cold. So let's see what is in store for our day today. Just over an hour for this, so we're just gonna sort of hang on and see what happens. How will we manage? Well, we may not, but we've got to prepare. That's the key word, Lucy Rollins. Prepare and do everything possible. Looks like we've taken down, and they're all of our workshops that we wanted to. And another group has reached the snow burrows. They're going to head on to Camp Compass as well. They're just over 3 hours behind. And winter home, nope, not depleted. So it's just waiting after having getting there late from the previous day. And it's time to boost the heat. So let's rise that up. We are also going to need to turn this on today. Only for the hours of operation. We're down to 36, so at least for the moment I can knock off, well, that one doesn't have everybody in it. Let's knock off that group of engineers. And I think we're all set here. Let's see about the drop in temperature.
Brace yourselves.
Alcohol's as thick as oil. That's colder than a Siberian winter. It's pretty darn miserable. Not arguing with that for a second. In comes all the food. Alright, they've returned safely with 19 more people. And now Meteor has frozen over, so the storm not far behind us. I don't know if this group is going to be able to help us or not, but I want to get them out there. It seems like sending them to Deep Hollow would be in the best general direction. 9 hours to get there. So let's just see. Let's get everybody pushing in this direction and wrap up whatever else is left before they come back. And here comes our transport coming in. So it is going to get here a little bit earlier than yesterday. Look, probably about 3 or 4 hours as they're gradually working it back to the time where we want it to be. Now we've got 19 more sick, all gravely sick. That's no good. But let's see, that would be 48 total, so I'm going to want 5 infirmaries up and running. Give them plenty of places to be, and I've already got the housing up for them, so everybody should be real happy about that. Survivors rescued. We saved everyone we could from the places we knew we were still sheltering survivors. God help the rest. Definitely true. For anybody else out there, that's their only hope is a miracle. And now, I would normally get the compassionate achievement. I've already gotten it before. That's why it didn't pop up, but that's for rescuing all the survivors. That's our first item off the agenda here. Still the other 3, outposts, cold, and food remaining. You can see hope boosting up there, and that's just from having fulfilled that quest. So each one of these, as we complete it, should give us a hope boost, which should be very nice. Of course, we can't do any more of this stuff yet. So it is time once again to get to work. Only this time colder, and we have fewer options for employment. Still waiting for a couple group of hunters, and I want to get this up and running.
Lord be with us as we labor today.
And you can see I didn't quite get this turned on enough because that's too cold, but these two aren't. as we open. So I was close, just didn't quite get there. Now right here, I'm going to want to get this coal mine going, and do I not? Okay, this coal mine heater is on, and it still says it. Ah, that's what's going on. I didn't turn the heater on the field kitchen. Okay. Now that should get everything rolling. So little things that I'm not quite getting exactly on time. But I'll pull this automaton off of here as soon as I get this up to temperature, which is going to be real soon. These groups still weren't in. Now I've got one that is. Okay, let's push it forward just a little bit more. There we go. That's going to be hot enough. You come off of there. Get the workers in. And for now, I just want to wrap up the work in the sawmills. I could always also go with having them over here in this coal thumper area. I've got these field kitchens, letting this coal thumper area continue. You know, could go either way, but I really think we're going to have enough with what's going on over there to complete this. Alright, let's roll on this and take out these hunters when they're done. There we go. That should be everybody. Yep. And so now we're just wrapping up this research. And there is our steam coal mine ready. Now we've got coming in the tech for the house insulation, so I don't need to research that. Over here, if we look at our timeline, we have almost 3 days until the storm hits. So I should be able to get one more thing before I need to do the power upgrade and the overdrive couplings. We could do range, we could get the efficiency boost. Those, I mean, those would all help. We could at long last do the faster gathering. But as it gets colder, we're going to have a problem with healthcare insulation, including the infirmaries. And I'm going to grab that real quick. But let's get into why a little bit. If we look at these, they are chilly. They are just warm enough. So if I don't have this by tomorrow, or not tomorrow, but the next day, then they won't operate. And so by getting that now, I can get another day here of operation out of them before it drops even further, and I would need to address that. But I can keep them going, and with another group of... did I have all this? I did not get all the survivors in. Okay, with more... Well, hopefully all the survivors are in, but I want to make sure we don't have any problems with the infirmaries. And it's worth making... Yeah, tongue-tied there. What I meant to say was, make sure that we have enough infirmaries still for everybody. And you know, if they're not warm enough, I don't have enough room for anybody. It doesn't matter how many I have built. So a whole lot here, obviously, as they continue to press forward. Camp Meteor and Jagged Rocks are frozen, but we're a distance ahead of the storm here. Lots gonna depend on what happens when I reach Camp Compass. So we'll see what's gonna go on with that soon. But yeah, the healthcare insulation is going to be really key. I don't need it yet. I don't need any of those things yet, but I've got to get them in the pipeline. So that's as good a one as any versus the overdrive or the power increase. Prayers at work. Sir, the people employed at this field kitchen refuse to work today. They intend to spend the entire shift praying. We've been working like madmen, sir, but there's only so much we can do to prepare. Let's face it, this is the end of the world. Through prayer, we can find the hope of deliverance, whatever happens. So we can force them to work and hope will fall, or we can let them pray and it'll be inactive for the day. Well, losing that one spot is really not the end of the world. So, yeah, I'm hoping this doesn't become an epidemic, but of, a bunch of people refusing, then I may have to deal with it. Why do we have to work when they're not? But let's go ahead and let them pray. And hope goes up because of that. Because they're praying, which it doesn't actually tell you that that's a benefit. Okay. Now, with that happening, I might as well not run the heater and have people in there, because it's not going to work anyway. And that's also going to cause a problem here, because this is going to be cold. So I'm going to want to pull those people out. But, let's see, where are we at here? Okay, that's literally almost done. I can build one closer. There's absolutely no good reason that I wouldn't necessarily just want a field kitchen up in here. Because that doesn't hurt anything. It just gets it closer into this whole area. So, let's go ahead and do that. Just build that one there, and you know what? We're just going to outright dismantle that, because it's not going to be any use anymore. Just essentially trading. And, once this one's built, they'll go ahead and work in that one. They won't have any problem with that. Okay, let's move onward. I'm just waiting here, because I've got more stuff about to happen. People getting into work. And one thing I didn't do, though, let's pause again, is I want to get those steam coal mines up, because I could wait till nightfall, but they're so much more productive that it's actually better to just get them up and not and have the more efficient work. You're actually going to gain more that way than I would probably lose from them not running. Well, yeah, I will if they get built reasonably fast. Let's go ahead and throw those two up. And that takes care of all the rest of our steam cores again. I put them in that location, of course, because that's where the field kitchen is. It's where these workhouses are. I'm going to have to keep that warm anyway. Now this is done. So let's yank them out of there. Clear that up. And now I've got a free automaton. So I just want to kind of move it around. I want it to max out the storage there, and when it does that, then I would like it to move on to, gathering more. And so it's not going to work the whole area at once or anything, but it should do fine. I did get that set up. I never got the other two here, and I'm not sure why that is. But regardless, let's speed up and get that food ready. Ooh, boy, I forgot one other thing. There's no shrine over here. I want that boosting shrine, so that was definitely a mistake. Yeah, let's throw that shrine down. I've got one here. I've got one back there. You know what? I think I want to throw one in these coal thumper areas as well. One right there. And one right there. So anywhere else we're doing a bunch of work. I mean, I've got one over here, don't I? Yeah, I've got one in this area. That should handle it. Everybody get to work. And now we have reached Camp Compass. The people living in this camp are packed and ready to go. All the tents are empty. They're leaving almost nothing behind. New priorities. A small group of scientists is finishing the loading of their supplies. They work efficiently, but in silence, looking somewhat dejected. We're mostly helping with the evacuations now, one of them tells us. We used to study the Earth's magnetic field, but there are more important things to worry about now, like survival. So once again, we're going to escort them to the city, but we've discovered 2 more places, ice caves and the fortified hut. So, okay, got all of this going on over here. This group is going to be heading back. See, they're coming from here. Okay. You are real close by, though. You're not going to gain any by coming there. Let's see if you can get to the fortified hut in time. And I think you're still best off heading... Well, you're headed here, to the Deep Hollow. Why don't you switch to Camp Compass now? Depleted, so apparently this was originally an outpost possibility. Or no, it just says depleted if you can't do anything more there. Okay. Well, regardless, we're going to... so we've got this group. They've still got the tech, but they're the farthest ones out here, so we're not going to get it until they return to the city. 8 hours for them to reach here. So we've got 8 hours for both of these, and then 12 to get back with another 18 survivors. And you know what that means? It means we need more housing. Again. We need 2 more. Slot them in there. Double check our range, but they're right on top of it, basically. Oh yeah, you're right where we want you to be. And hopefully have that up by the time they get back. We definitely should be able to manage that. So plenty of time on our traveling groups. Let's speed this up. Oh, doggone it. This is up now. So let's get people in there. Rolling along. And then that should let me also restaff this. Let's pull the workers out and put some engineers in there. Not necessarily any better. Yeah, those engineers are praying. They're going to be praying all day. Okay, well, you're praying too. Well, whatever, I can't fix that, so just go to work. As many of you as will, go to work. Oh, there we go. Let's pull the automaton, and I don't want the heater on when they're in there. Pull the automaton out, and then just have it work on gathering the stuff that is now fully accumulated. And now we've got steam, coal mines rolling. And there's a second one. Now these don't need to be that warm, so we don't need this field kitchen anymore. We'll probably need it again, but I'm just going to pull everybody out of there. And this is still going to be chilly now. As is that. And this field kitchen is still servicing this area. But yet it says cold. Why is that cold? That doesn't make any sense. This is chilly. Got workers in here. See if that changes. Nope, it's still cold. Okay. I want to pull them out. So are those not as warm? I want to check into that. Okay, that one's cold too. There's no reason why this should be cold, but this one isn't. Unless... Yeah, heater's on. Heater's on. That does not make any sense. Freezing. It only gets up to cold. -5 weather, 3 heater, 1 insulation. What's going on here? Okay, field kitchen heating bonus. So this hasn't been operating long enough. Got it. So once the field kitchen gets meals out to them, then they'll be fine. Okay. Just want to make sure we don't screw that up. Almost done with cooking the food for the day. And up to just short of 3,000 with all of that. So we didn't make it, but we're doing all right. Still trying to boost up to the total that they want. And I think that's our last little bit of construction for the day. Another house. Got extra places for people to stay. We're pulling in as much as we can in terms of the coal. All of that is great, fun stuff. Let's roll on to the day's end. Perhaps. Although we're down to 37 now. So let's yank out another infirmary. And it looks like we're just going to finish this research. Indeed. So we can now... We don't have to build like a field kitchen or a steam hub over there for tomorrow because we're... Or the day after tomorrow, rather. We've got just over 2 days. If we don't start working on these mandatory research issues, we're not going to get there. So overdrive couplings is next. And there we are.
Time to rest. Remember those who work overtime in your prayers.
8% of the way there. Most of that work will have to be done tomorrow. Well, you know what time it is now. It's time to hunt. Now tonight there doesn't seem to be a whole lot to do. We've got all the hunting set up. Again, automatons going in the coal mines, and they are going to refuel first, of course. That's going to suck a little bit of time out of it. I may start pulling them out of the other... There's probably another efficiency thing I could do. Pull them out of their other tasks, like a couple hours before the end of the workday, so they've got time to refuel. The coal overnight being the most important job. But I don't think we really need anything built. I think we've got enough storage space. Everything else, I think, is pretty much set. So I'm going to shut down another infirmary now that I can. Well, let's not go any further there. We've got 2 that just arrived. So they just arrived there, and this group reached the fortified hut. Well, you know what? Let's find out what's there first. The fence that surrounds the Arctic hut has been destroyed, shattered as a pack of wild animals went through it. An ill-fated project. Scientists who built this station designed it to withstand the Arctic climate, but they clearly underestimated the fierce Arctic fauna. The doors and windows have been bashed in by heavy blows, letting inside the cold and snow. Scientific and life support equipment froze and burst, dooming the base and its inhabitants. But we can get more technology here. Very nice. And the only one we have left is the ice caves, apparently. Okay, so we've got generator safety bypass that's going to be free. You know, I wasn't even planning on researching it, but it's nice to have it. So let's see, if you go here, no sign of human presence in the ice caves. It's going to take you 9 hours. If you go here, it's going to take you 8 hours. Well, I'm going to send them both anyway, just because we don't know for sure. We can't be absolutely positive there's nothing more out here. So, what the heck? We're going to go for it. But, yeah, those techs are definitely nice to have. And just almost 4 hours until we get those survivors back. So, yeah, I think we're rolling on. Let's take a look and see if we can... Yeah, let's boost hope again. And again. Whatever we can do there. And our temple, you know, ceremonial service can't do that yet for a couple more days. And it's time for our latest group to arrive. Alright, 18 engineers, we can disband them, send them back out into the Frostland. They appear to have plenty of housing for now. Got some hungry people. Now, if we look out here, yeah, I mean, the fortified hut just froze. So this storm is fast arriving. So... what I think that means, basically, at this point, is that there's nothing more this group can do. So it's finally time to start disbanding them. And not the outpost, the scouting. There we go. Let's take back that group. Still 2 more out there. And they'll be arriving at their destination in a few hours. Okay, now we're boosting. Now we're going to start climbing on the sick people again. Okay, well, now it's going to boost even higher. Let's add another one. A little more time yet. Oh, what's going on here? More fear the storm. Fight over supplies. Sir, an argument erupted between some workers last night. Some of them wanted a portion of resources their facility produces so they can prepare for the storm. It came to blows, and though nobody was seriously injured, tensions are running high. Well, keep me updated, but I'm not worried about it yet. Every reason to be a bit concerned, though. Okay, now we've got to upgrade to the last one. With all those survivors that continue coming in, some of them are getting sick, and we have a lot of people, almost 700 people now. Less than an hour. Till we reach the ice caves. And there we are. Let's see what's going on. Numerous frozen bodies lie on the cave floor. They must have run out of fuel for their stoves. Flummoxing flux? By the dead bodies, we have found many craters filled with papers. A testimony of the extensive research dedicated to fluctuations of the Earth's magnetic field. It's too heavy to understand by our scouts and too heavy to bring it to the city. So they potentially could have discovered something useful, but we can't use it in any way. And that's it. So now there's only one question left. Can they outrace the storm back to the city? And I think they might actually be better, like, heading, like, at an angle here. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to watch really closely to see what freezes up. But regardless, everybody's going back to the city. 16 hours there. $16 there. They're literally going to arrive a couple minutes apart if they arrive again. So that's something that's going to have to be watched super close. Just barely enough room for all the sick here right now. And there we are. Just double check this out here. And it hasn't picked up any of these. You know, the thing is, if it hits one of these, I think we're already dead. So it's just a case of, can we get by? And it's going to be a matter of hours. It's going to be so close. So I'm going to keep a sharp eye on that. But day 37 is in the books. We have 2 days until the Great Frost hits. Just enough room for all of the sick. Not enough food yet. Holding good on the other supplies and gradually increasing in our coal. Very slowly, but we are increasing it. So all of that going on in New London. The struggle to survive the storm of the century, if not longer, continues tomorrow. Until then, thanks for watching. We'll be back soon.